In this portion of Swingin' Over the Rainbow, Willie Nelson joins Ray Benson and a special group of friends in a musical salute to the legendary jazz guitarist Django Reinhardt. His name is not exactly a household word, but to many, Django Reinhardt was the greatest guitarist of all time and one of the great personalities of jazz. Born to a gypsy family in 1910, he spent his early years roaming through Belgium and France in a caravan, learning to play music along the way. In time, he would be ranked as a musician who comes along only once in a century, inspiring generations of jazz artists despite two paralyzed fingers on his left hand, the result of a severe burn. Django brought a unique, uninhibited style to the guitar, which no one has been able to copy since. His famous quintet of the Hot Club of France was the model for Willie and the Rainbow Band in the first portion of this program. And it also exposed the talents of another brilliant instrumentalist, violinist Stefan Grappelli, who had a tremendous influence on the evolution of Western swing fiddle. The original quintet lasted only 5 years, from 1934 to 1939. Django himself left the Parisian club scene to come to America only once, in 1946, for a short-lived tour with jazz great Duke Ellington. In fact, it was the black giants of jazz like Ellington and Louis Armstrong who inspired Django, and they in turn took to his music immediately. There are only random photos of Django to be found and little film footage. This French comedy circa 1950 finds Django in an unlikely setting, playing on board a moving train. Django was a completely unique artist. Having copied or studied no one, he was indebted to none of his contemporaries for his particular style. He was totally illiterate, never learned to read or write music or words. Yet he was the first overseas musician ever to influence his fellow jazz artists in America. This documentary clip shows Django and the quintet on more familiar ground in Paris. He played almost all his solos on one string, with, as someone once said, a flame burning through every note. Django died in 1953 of a cerebral hemorrhage at the age of 43. His records today are collector's items, but his music lives on in the styles of countless guitarists who have taken their inspiration from him.
Let's get an old Django Reinhardt Swing 42. 1.